Welcome back to Cape Chronicle. I'm Mike Renick. Talking with us today is Heather Collier from the Southeast Missouri Food Bank. Thank you, Heather.
Of course.
Great to see you.
Yes.
We've had the theme of this show
Yes.
has been volunteering, and I know the SEMO Food Bank. You know, I know a decent amount about it, but excited to learn more about it.
Of course.
And I know volunteering is a big part. How long have you been with the SEMO Food Bank?
I've been there 4 years.
4 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Volunteers are completely vital to our work. We could not do the amount of getting food to communities that we do without them.
So are you, I know you have a couple offices or locations.
Yeah.
Are you in the Sikeston area or are you in
I
the Jackson
am
area?
based in the Sikeston office,
Okay.
but we have a volunteer center there in our
Okay.
headquarters in Sikeston.
Okay.
And we also have a volunteer center in our Jackson office. So whatever community you're in, we can work with you.
It seems like I will see quite a bit of like businesses will
Yeah.
use it as a team building opportunity or
Definitely.
whatever the case may be.
Yeah, we have some businesses that come in quarterly, annually. We have some church groups that come monthly, but it really is a great team building exercise for businesses. Havco is one, Bootsy Unisim, Bear out of Matthews, Missouri, they come a lot. So it's really great to have those businesses in there.
And what sorts of things are they doing when they get there?
For the most part, in Sikeston, they are packing senior food boxes. So
Okay.
as part of the USDA's Commodity Supplemental Food Program, which is a mouthful, so we'll just say senior boxes, that program is for low-income seniors. So they get a box, it's about 35 pounds of food each month. We distribute 5,575, and they are all packed by volunteers. So when you bring your business or your school group or your church, there's a sticker on the boxes. So when somebody receives it, they know your group packed it. A nice little connection. In Jackson, our groups are most often packing our backpacks for Friday kits. So those serve over 1,100 students through the school year, making sure they have breakfast and lunch on the weekends when they're not in school. So one volunteer packs one bag of food in that case. So you're working more as an individual there. In Sikeston, it's more of a assembly line team project.
Okay. This may be a easy question, but if someone were to say to you, well, what does the SEMO Food Bank do?
Yeah.
Like, what would you say?
I don't know if it's an easy question because we do a lot.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So our mission is to end hunger and use the power of food to build healthy communities. But to do that, it takes a lot. We cover 16 counties. We have a network of 140 partner agencies that are on the ground in their communities, really handing the food out there. So they get food from us to give to people in their communities. We have direct service programs like Backpacks for Friday, our senior boxes. We do mobile food pantries, and very timely for right now is disaster relief. We are doing emergency mobile distributions in counties and communities that were hardest hit by the tornadoes on March 14th.
Wow. So there's a ton.
There's a ton.
There's
There's more I didn't name, but that's the big stuff.
That's the big stuff.
Yeah.
You mentioned those 16 counties. So you've got your volunteers that
Yes.
are helping maybe on the front lines in Sikeston, and then that food makes its way to a county where there's probably more volunteers.
I would say safely 90% of our pantries are volunteer run.
Okay.
The number could be higher than that. We have 140 partner agencies. A lot of them are churches or other community organizations that are volunteer run, doing distributions, making sure people in their communities have food.
You mentioned the disaster relief. What does that look like? So you get again in contact with agencies that
Yeah.
say here's the need, and then you work to fulfill that.
So the tornadoes came through March 14th, early morning of
Right.
March 15th, and that Saturday, our operations team and our programs team were in contact with emergency management departments in those counties and with our existing partners in those counties, finding out, first of all, if our partners were okay, if they had everything they needed. We had the Carter County Food Pantry was cooking hot meals for people there. So we checked in with them. And then as it goes on, we make sure that in places that have been the hardest hit, these individuals and families are going to have long-term support. So we talked to a woman last week whose son's house took a direct hit, and he has insurance, but it's a $4,000 deductible, and he doesn't have $4,000 sitting around. So those are unexpected costs that come with a disaster. So we're making sure we have food there for these people.
Are you guys in coordination with other entities throughout the state that cover other counties? So if there's a need, let's say somewhere, you guys might, you may funnel food to them or volunteers to them?
We are a member of Feeding Missouri, which is comprised of the 6 food banks that cover the entire state.
Okay.
So every county in Missouri is served by one of those 6 food banks. We're also a member of Feeding America, which is the largest hunger relief organization in the country. And we have helped. So a few years ago, there was a tornado, not a tornado, that's us, a hurricane that hit Louisiana. And we had diapers that we had acquired from Procter & Gamble here in Jackson. And Feeding America reached out and they said, hey, if you guys have diapers, they could really use them down there. So we sent a truckload of diapers to Louisiana.
Wow.
We've gotten support from other food banks when we've needed it. When the tornado hit Mayfield a few years ago, we were in contact with the food bank that serves that area, making sure that they had what they needed. We've gotten water from the St. Louis area food bank when Cape had their boil water order that was a week long.
Remember that?
Yes.
Remember that?
We were bringing in water from the St. Louis area food bank to distribute here.
Okay. All right, so volunteering, getting back to that part, what's the best way if an organization or if a person wants to volunteer, what's the best way?
We have a calendar online. If you go to semofoodbank.org and click Get Involved, it'll take you to our volunteer page, and you can choose Jackson or Sikeston, or our Good Neighbor Pantry in Sikeston. So we have 3 volunteer opportunities there, and you can see what times are available, what dates are available. If those don't work for you, give us a call. Our volunteer managers are really great about working with people and making sure they get in.
And you mentioned that the Jackson location, a little more individual.
Yeah.
And Sikeston is more the groups.
Ideally, in Sikeston, you want a group of about 8 to 15 people to really run the assembly line. In Jackson, it's usually an individual project, but if you want to bring your team in, bring your team.
Okay.
It's just set up as an individual, one person doing it, but your whole team can race to see who can pack the most bags.
That would be quite fun.
Yes.
Okay, real quick, we got about 30 seconds here. Do you accept donations?
We always accept donations. SEMOfoodbank.org.
Okay.
You can donate monetary gifts there. Every dollar helps provide 4 meals, so your dollar goes a very long way. 95% of all donations support food purchases and programs.
Wow, SEMOfoodbank.org. You can make your monetary donations.
Yep.
You can also find out about volunteering.
All at SEMOfoodbank.org.
And whatever else you guys have to offer.
Yes.
All right, Heather, we thank you so much.